Hey guys, Akil here. Welcome back to the Trading Coach Podcast. Today we're going to talk about different ways to use the skill of trading and what to do if you find yourself at a crossroads. Now, once again, this is a video episode. I may share a chart later in the episode, so you may want to get onto one of the video platforms and watch it. Those would be YouTube, those would be Spotify, and also, just to do a little shameless plug, if you're interested in learning how to trade, make sure you head over to www.tier1trading.com, join the greatest community of traders on the planet, and some pretty darn good educators as well. Now, today's subject comes from a question I got probably about a month ago, and I've been waiting to share it with you guys for a little bit, but had the whole vacation thing and wanted to really address it the right way before I did. And now I kind of figured out how I wanted to talk about it, so let's hop in. I'll briefly read it to you, but pretty much says, "Hey, Akil, truth is, I've been really struggling with staying motivated towards my trading, maybe a combination of lack of wins and burnout towards trading, plus some family stuff going on as well. However, I feel like I'm at some types of crossroads concerning my trading career. The fact is, I started learning to trade almost around the same time you did, back way in the day, which is 16 plus years ago. During that time, I spent a good deal of my time taking various courses, from profit runs, studied Elliott waves a couple years, then with Trade Empowered, then finally with Tier 1 trading. Done a lot of back testing, traded small position sizes on live accounts. By no means was I consistently profitable. During my years, I spent really 2 to 4 hours a day, 5 days a week in front of the charts. I feel as if I read charts quite well, and I'm more often than not, writing my predictions, but I just haven't gotten the results that I've hoped for. My wife fully supports my trading and believes in me, but as much as I hate to admit it, I feel like I'm just running out of steam. Yes, the live rooms have been great, but the time zone difference are a little bit challenging. All these years I've been waiting for this breakthrough, and I just haven't gotten it. I know this is long, but I thought I owed it to you, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking about just hanging up trading, putting my money into mutual funds, but that seems to be settling for something far less, or perhaps not. I've also thought about applying what I've learned to trading stocks so that I understand they trend more often in the Forex market. This too would involve a new learning curve, and I don't want to be chasing other shiny things, though maybe making that kind of change wouldn't be considered chasing." And I already addressed this with the trader, but I know that many of you guys have felt the same way, right? The unfortunate truth is that trading is very, 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 very hard. A very small percentage of traders win. And at some point, whether you are going to be a successful trader or a forever struggling trader, you are going to hit that crossroads. I've hit it in my career. Jason Greystone has hit it in his career. We all reach this time where we just want to give up, where we feel like we're not progressing, or we're stuck, or we don't know what to do, you name it. And the question is, what do we do? Do we give up? If we give up, is that considered a failure? And I want to talk about this a little bit because, especially at the end where, I guess let's put it like this. One of my best friends when I was going through my trading journey, and someone that really helped motivate me to keep going when I felt stuck, always told me this: trading is a journey of self-discovery, meaning that you're going to learn a lot about yourself as you go through the experiences of trading. That's 100% true. It also made me think, if we want to take it to the next level, is success is a journey of self-discovery as well. And what I mean by that is this: when we start off in whatever our venture is, we have these big goals, dreams, desires, and we say that, here's my starting point. Success is this, right? If you ever done any goal setting exercises, you're like, in 10 years, I'm going to have this and that and that or that or that. And we have our mind set on that goal. And often we think that that goal is success and everything else is failure, like it's black or white. But the truth is, the journey is always evolving, right? We may start here and we may have intentions of finishing here, but on that journey, we may veer left. On that journey, we may veer right. We never know the path that we're going to take. We never know the destination that we're going to get to. But something that we should trust is that the lessons learned and the experiences gained during the way are going to ultimately help us wherever we get to, right? For example, I have a college degree. I came in college as a business major, right? I took a macro and microeconomics class. I got D pluses in both of them. I said, hey, I'm not good at math. I got a major in PR, right? Public relations, speech communications. No idea what to do with that. I thought I would be like a sports information director or someone that works in like a professional sporting league, like, writing up things for coaches to say after games, or being a sports agent. I have a master's in business and sports management, I should say. And I do nothing like that. And I went into trading and I said, I'm not using my degree for anything. But as I evolved and went from trading to money manager to coach, and we'll kind of double back around that, kind of where trading fits into the bigger scheme a little bit later, I started to notice that, hey, when I'm writing email copy, this public relations skill comes in handy. When I'm making videos, right, the ability to speak and have you guys, articulate what I want to say and deliver my message clearly. Well, that's stuff that I learned in speech communications. Like, man, the stuff that I learned in college wasn't a waste, because I'm like, man, I just wasted 4 years in college. It actually paid off for me, but in a different way, in a way that I would never imagine. And the same thing could be said for the skill of trading. And, at the very end of this email, the trader is saying, hey, maybe I should go into a mutual funds, just throw my money into a mutual funds, or go trade the stock market. But is that chasing shiny things? And the answer is no, right? The fact of the matter is, although maybe you intended to be a day trader, maybe you intended to be a Forex trader, maybe that just hasn't worked out. Maybe it's just not meant to be. And maybe you'll find a different market, a different time duration, a little bit easier to handle. The truth is, all of the skills that you learned up to that point are still going to come in handy. So, for example, I started in the stock market and then I went to trading. I still dabble in stocks, but not as active as I usually am. But with the knowledge that I learned through my trading journey, I often look back and be like, man, what the hell was I doing in the stock market? I'd be so much better now. In fact, the last stock that we bought, let me see if I can bring a chart up for you guys. The last stock that we bought was Skechers. It was my wife's first stock. And what we did was we had some fundamental reasons on why we wanted to buy Skechers, as far as like the outlook in the future and whatever like that. The question was, okay, now when do we buy? And that's always the big question in the stock market. Like, how do I know when to buy? I like this thing. I want to involve myself in this thing, but I don't want to buy right now. What if this is the highest price can get? Well, I don't want to wait. What if it goes higher and I miss it, right? When do I want to buy? And do you know how we determined how to buy? Well, we looked at the chart. We looked at I think it was the weekly first, then we went down to the daily. We saw these previous highs right here. And if you're listening on an audio platform, I'm on the Skechers stock. So imagine an uptrend from my chart showing from 2011, right up. And there's a big structure high right at 2015 at about a price of $54. We then consolidate, we go sideways for a few years, and then again, 2021 in August, we retest that high and then we retreat again. So it's like, imagine one big double top. We then tested again in 2023, and then earlier in this year, this is when we bought back in February, late January, February. Price had made a new structure high. We had broken and closed above that kind of massive double top. Previous structure resistance is now came back and price has tested it as support. And I said that is an excellent place to buy, because that is the same place if I were a trend continuation trader in the market, which is what I'd want to be as an investor. That's the first place I would expect price to come to. Boom, get involved right there. Now, if you would have taken me back 16 years ago and asked me when to buy, I would have bought the same day that I had the brilliant idea. So if I saw Skechers trading for $70, I would have been like, oh, let me just buy it at 70. But the skills that I learned in trading taught me how to look for the best opportunities. And instead of buying at 68, I was able to get in at 56, 57, whatever it is, right? Save myself almost $10 a share. We did the same thing during COVID with a few stocks as well. Oil, Ford, right? They had massive discounts, right? We knew the fundamental outlook was good. We waited for the technical setup and then we purchased, right? So that is a benefit that, you have for learning how to be a trader, right? Even if you're not using it in a trading aspect, you're more of an investment. That skill was very helpful. To a bigger sense as well, right? We think of trading, we often think of trading as just like, you have fundamental analysis, you have technical analysis. Fundamental analysis, looking at news and stuff like that. Technical analysis is looking at the charts. The truth is, trading, and especially technical analysis, it's not just about candlesticks and squiggly wiggly support and resistance. To truly understand the market, and trust me, this takes time, right? I didn't know any of this stuff until probably close to 10 years in my trading career. No one taught me. This was just stuff that I learned through experience in the market. But what I learned about looking at the charts is I went from looking at it from just like, where is the thing? Where is the double top? Where is the AB equals CD pattern? Where is the psychological number? To actually reading it for more of what it really is. And that is a visual representation of all of the market's participants in the buying and selling that they're doing. And what the chart really tells you is it paints a picture of crowd psychology. It paints a picture of human behavior. With what's happening on the chart, this is showing us how everyone thinks, how everyone acts. When you combine what you see on the chart with what came out in the news, it creates these very predictable patterns, right? Ooh, this came out. This is how people feel. Oh, that came out. This is how people feel. And you start to understand that, hey, when this happens, this is how people will react. When that happens, this is how people will react. It's very similar to like, for example, COVID taught us this, right? COVID came, we were all on lockdown, right? We were taught, or I was taught growing up, when there's like snowstorms and stuff like that, what do? Everyone buys bread, everyone buys milk, everyone buys eggs, right? Those are the three things that go quick, so always load up on those. So when COVID came, I loaded up on those. But if you're anyone that ever went to a supermarket during COVID, what was the one thing that was missing? What was sold out more than anything else? Toilet paper. Never expected it. Kind of makes sense. If you're gonna be at home, you're gonna do the do. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna use it up. But I never expected toilet paper, toiletries, paper towels to be completely sold out. That was a new experience to me. Well, guess what I learned for the future? If we ever have the next pandemic, right? God bless that we don't. But if we ever have the next pandemic, we know what's going to be sold out quicker, right? It's going to be toilet paper. We know to stock up on that in advance. And again, it's not rocket science, right? This is my whole philosophy on investing. It's called common sense investing. Literally, me and my investing mentor back in the day used to drive from store to store and just go up and down aisles and see what was selling and what wasn't selling. And we'd make decisions off of that. No lie. We'd count cars in parking lots. It was crazy. But it's common sense investing. And we experienced it once. Now we're better prepared for the next time. And the charts are the same way. The difference is we don't have to wait however many years until the next pandemic. You can see this on an everyday basis. And if you're someone that's investing in the time in the market every day and taking notes and writing down your observations, you're going to be able to make more of these better calls. But you got to put in the work to do so. So even if you're someone that has learned trading and maybe don't become a trader, day trading doesn't work, swing trading doesn't work. It doesn't work for whatever reason, right? And you go to investing, it's not like you're starting over from scratch. You have a finely tuned set of skills that you can now take into a different market. Sure, you got to learn some new things, right? But it's not a brand new learning curve, right? All markets move the same, just different time durations, right? And now you have an edge that you can use to exploit this next kind of step in your investment journey. So, I think it's very important to understand that. I think it's also to understand that trading is just a small picture, a small piece of the puzzle. And just because maybe trading doesn't work doesn't mean that you're a failure. One of the biggest misconceptions out there is that people are going to become professional traders and professional traders that replace their entire income from trading. And the fact is that just isn't true. Unless you're coming in swinging a big stick, unless you have a massive amount of income, trading is not going to replace your income. Like, let's use an example, right? And you can obviously insert your own figures, whatever like that, right? Let's say you are a super trader and you create a 50% return a year, which I think we would all agree. Maybe those scammy people out there saying, "Oh, I could do 50 cents a day, Akil." Yeah, whatever. But what's the bull? This, right? Right? Maybe you're one of those people, but let's say you can do 50% a year, right? So let's say that you have $200,000 in your account. Most of you aren't starting with $200,000, but even if you had $200,000 in your account, a 50% return on your investment would be $100,000. Now you're probably thinking, I can easily live off $100,000. That's fine. But wait. All of that money isn't yours, right? Let's think about taxes. Let's think about rolling money back into the account, because here's the thing. If you don't grow the account, you never progress. In fact, you will go backwards because you'll still take drawdowns, and then your 50% will be less and less and less and less and less if you're taking everything out. So one, you got to pay Uncle Sam or whoever your uncle is wherever you live. Two, you have to be able to roll some money over back into the account. So let's say that takes away another 50% of those earnings, right? So now you have a $200,000 account. You made $100,000. 50% of that $100,000 is taxes and rollover. Now you're stuck with $50,000 to fund your life. Can you do that? Probably. Can you do it as comfortably as you thought you would? Does it replace the income of what you're getting right now? Maybe, maybe not. It's not the glamorous life that you thought, at least not yet. Now, the key is as you continue to do this over and over and you compound your money, obviously, or best case scenario, you don't take anything out aside from taxes, and now your $200,000 account turns into a $275,000 account. And now next year you still produce the same 50% return, and that gives you even more than $100,000 in profit. I don't know what the math is on that, but you can see how it grows and grows and grows, and then you end up keeping 50, and you end up keeping 75, and you end up keeping 100, and it builds like that. But that's like a 5-10 year plan. Right? Initially, it's not going to be like that. So you have to understand that trading is only a piece of the puzzle. And again, many of you guys are starting, probably all of you are starting with much smaller accounts. So we have to understand what wealth development looks like. It doesn't just come from one thing. It comes from many different pieces. Trading is just one way to accelerate your wealth, but you want to surround that by other ways. And there are endless ways you can do it. You can have other businesses. You can be a consultant. You can, podcaster, YouTube channel, you can Uber driver, right? A waiter, waitress, acting, whatever is your thing. Find different ways to create income, and all those ways added together, right? When your powers combine, right? That's going to add to your ultimate wealth acceleration and get you to where you want to be quicker. Then you can get to the part where you can start replacing your income, where maybe you cut your hours at your 9 to 5 or quit all of it, or just reduce, whatever you want to be. But trading isn't the magic kind of gift that takes you right from zero to hero. It's only a small piece of the puzzle. So again, another piece of that puzzle is going to be investing. So if trading doesn't work, maybe you just scratch that aside and you go into investing, because that's still going to play a small piece in accelerating your wealth, and that is the ultimate goal. So I say that, and I wrap things up to say that you don't need to live or die by any one thing, whether it's one type of investment model, whether it's one type of income, whether it's one type of thought of what success is. Everything is fluid. Everything works together. And what you need to focus and value is the journey, the experience, right? Because if you're going to win, right? My mentor always told me winners win. So when I came in this, I believed that I was going to win. I didn't know how I was going to win. I don't know what winning was going to look like, but I knew I was going to be successful. And again, I never planned on coaching. I planned on trading full time, and then I realized I don't have enough money to do that. So I started managing money, and I realized, I hate managing money. Then I got into coaching. I didn't want to coach at all, but I was like, hey, I need something to kind of fill that gap, because trading income isn't going to do it. I'm going to go back to cleaning toilets and whatnot. And it led me down this path where I found my love. I became a better trader by coaching, and I was able to grow a business out of it, start a podcast out of it, a YouTube channel out of it. Not that those things really bring income, but those are avenues that if I ever wanted to monetize, I probably could monetize pretty well. And those are just small pieces of the puzzle that all add to freedom of life, or freedom of time, which is freedom of life for me. So think about it. Think about what you want. But don't be so hard on yourself if you have to deviate from your expected path, right? Imagine yourself being, flow like water, right? Water is going to eventually find its spot. I don't know why I'm doing this. I've been dancing a lot in these podcasts. Water is eventually going to find its way to the lowest point. It may not go in a straight line. It may zig, it may zag, it may get stuck before it has to build up and overflow, but eventually it will get there. You are water. You will be successful. You just have to keep working. Hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. If you do a few things for me. Like, subscribe, share, and review. That's the best way we can grow this podcast. Numbers have been insane, which I love. And we're getting a lot of great feedback and great ideas for future episodes. So if you have one, shoot it to me. You can leave it in the comment section below here on YouTube, in the comment section on Spotify, or just shoot me a DM wherever you find me on social media. All right, until next time, plan your trade your plan. Take care.